Hello!
Ahoy! Yeah.
Wowzers. You're excited.
I am excited.
Why are you excited?
It's the season finale.
Season 3 finale of Bottom of the Stream. How's that happened? This year's been crazy.
I know, it has. It has been crazy. It's gone slow and quick at the same time.
Yeah.
Because for most of the season, we have not been together.
Yes.
But just for the last few weeks,
yeah,
we have managed to be back in the same room.
Reconvene on the speedboat? Streamboat. How you doing? Good week?
Yeah, very good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Any gossip? Any news?
I mowed my lawn
Oh, nice.
this afternoon.
I need to do my lawn.
As a cheeky bonus because the sun came out.
It did. It was a really nice day
and
today.
I'm really sweaty. It was warmer than
Lovely.
I thought.
Lovely. I wondered what I could smell.
Yeah, that's me. But yeah, I know I'm good.
Good.
How about you?
Yeah, I'm good. All good. Going on holiday next week.
Oh, amazing.
I can't wait. I'm staying in this country.
Sure.
I'm getting out of this town that I've not left for 9 months nearly.
Right. I want to just point something out on this that has annoyed me this summer.
Okay.
Because obviously travel is extremely restricted.
Correct.
And like the media have said, oh, staycations are the new thing.
Yeah.
As in you go on holiday in your country.
Yeah.
That's not a staycation.
No, it's not. The staycation is staying at home.
Yes. And it really annoys me that they've done it wrong.
Yeah, they've definitely done it wrong. A vacation is going on holiday in your country.
Yeah, exactly.
Or abroad. There's no
Exactly.
word for going on holiday in your country. Do you know why?
Going on holiday. It's holiday or vacation.
Because the government are idiots. So yeah, I'm going on a staycation.
No, you're not. Fuck your staycation. You're going on holiday.
I am going on holiday for a week. Socials. Shall I do the socials?
Yes.
The socials are follow us on Twitter at BOTS_podcast. The Instagram is the same at BOTS_podcast. Facebook.com/bottom of the stream. You can email us at bottomofthestream@gmail.com, or you can check us out on Patreon at patreon.com/bottom of the stream, where you will find every episode we've ever recorded. No, that's the website bit. I'm doing it wrong. You can check out the website at www.bottomofthestream.com, where you will find every episode we've ever recorded and all 3 season stream tables, which will be complete as of the end of this episode. And you can check us out on Patreon, which is patreon.com/bottomofthestream, where you can give us a bit of money every month and we will give you some extra bonus episodes, early access to episodes, some merch, a newsletter that Nick writes every month, that sort of thing.
Yeah. If you can't leave us some money on Patreon, then leave us a review. Do it on Podchaser or on Apple Podcasts or anywhere else that you can write about podcasts.
That would be wonderful.
In the steam on a window, be. So
That'd
the
be a
next
nice place to
person
write it.
that comes along, maybe in a train.
Yeah, they can like breathe on the window and it'll reappear.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. Do that. Somebody do that and then take a picture. And we need to give a shout out this week to our newest Patreon.
Oh, excellent.
Sam Mulholland has joined us, and he is our newest Patreon, joining at the top tier.
Welcome.
So he gets a wildcard next season. So in season 4 of Bottom of the Stream, there will be 5 wildcard episodes. That's exciting.
I'm scared already.
I'm excited. So yeah, welcome along, Sam. And if you need anything, just get in touch and we'll sort it out for you. I'm going to send you some stickers and stuff. We'll go from there.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Is now a good time to tell everyone what we're doing for the next couple of weeks?
Yes.
As you have mentioned that you are going on vacation.
Let's do it. Bad times. You're not getting an episode next week.
Oh,
We're going to have a week off. We've not had a week off since we started back in April 2019.
no.
So as my holiday has fallen coincidentally at the end of a season, we are going to have a week off. We will return the following Monday with our season 3 recap episode, where we might be joined by a special guest.
Ooh.
To be confirmed. And
Exciting.
then the following week after that, we will proceed with season 4.
Sure.
So next Monday there will not be an episode of Bottom of the Stream, which is weird.
I know.
It feels weird that there's not going to be one. I don't understand. And it's not going to be the week that I'm on holiday. It's the week that I get back off holiday when I'm going to have a week, 2 weeks off.
Yes.
Yeah.
As in, you won't be sitting here recording.
Yeah, for 2 weeks. Cool. Yeah. So don't shout at us. We've deserved it, I think.
Yeah, I think we're allowed to have a
trip,
week off.
Yeah. Have you got any Netflix news?
I shall have.
Good. Hit me.
Okay. Do you want 1, 2 or 3 first?
2 first.
Okay. So, the second bit of Netflix news, which is the first bit of Netflix news, is that Netflix have announced that on October the 21st, they are releasing a remake of Rebecca.
Oh, really?
So, obviously, this is originally a Daphne du Maurier
Yeah,
story.
I've heard of it. I don't know it.
It was an Oscar-winning movie in 1940, directed by Alfred Hitchcock.
Blimey.
And
I had a bit of a Hitchcock kick a few years ago, but
Yeah,
I
you
don't
did.
think I've seen that.
so the remake is coming, and it stars Kristen Scott Thomas,
Nice.
Armie Hammer,
Nice. I like a bit of Army
and
and Hammers.
yeah, I don't know what to say. You caught me off guard.
Sorry.
And that's fine. And Lily James.
Oh, right, cool. Lily James is good as well.
The trailer actually came out today, so you can go
Excellent.
and look for that.
Check
if
out
you
the trailer
want to.
for Rebecca then. Is it called Rebecca still?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah, they've not updated it.
Cool.
It's not called Bex.
Becky. Can I have the third bit of Netflix news next, please?
Yeah, the second bit of Netflix news is the third bit of Netflix news on my list. Oh, it's going to be one of those episodes.
Yeah, it is.
So Netflix has announced they are working on a Ayrton Senna miniseries,
Oh, really?
but it is fictional.
Oh.
So it is not a documentary. There is already a very famous documentary film about Ayrton Senna.
It's called Senna.
Yep. And this miniseries is 8 episodes. It's going to arrive in 2022, and it will explore the personality and family relationships of the 3-time Formula One champion.
So it's a drama series based
Yes.
on his life.
Correct.
That's quite exciting.
With full cooperation from his estate, apparently.
Cool.
So there are no sort of casting news or anything like that.
I think I know what happens in the finale.
Yeah, me too. No spoilers.
Maybe they won't go there. Who knows?
They're not going to change it, are they? Jeez.
Right, what's the first bit of Netflix news this week?
First bit of Netflix news is there's some unhappy fanboys and girls.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Why?
So,
Of ours?
no.
Oh, good.
Of a certain franchise, a very popular franchise. That franchise is Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yep.
It's not the blue Avatar, the little kid who can control wind and fire and all that sort of stuff. It's a very highly rated animated series.
Yep.
It was a terrible M. Night Shyamalan film.
Oh, it was.
And the reason the fanboys are not happy is that there has been a change in the creative team for the Netflix adaptation that is coming. The creators of the series, the original series, have both left
Oh, no.
the Netflix adaptation.
Why?
Creative differences.
Oh, no. Bad times.
So there's like a whole Twitter hashtag of cancel
So
Avatar.
the fans just don't want it anymore.
Yeah.
If those two can't do it, they just don't want any of it.
I don't think there's
That's
much
a bit
trust
like
there.
cutting your nose off to spite your face.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. There are no replacements yet announced.
It'd probably be Ryan Murphy and somebody.
Yeah, probably.
That's usually our Netflix.
And what's his name? The horror guy. What's the horror guy? We talk about him all the time.
Mike Flanagan?
Blank. Yeah, that's the guy.
That's who it'll be. Ryan Murphy and Mike Flanagan's Last Airbender. Cool. Is that all your Netflix news?
It is, yeah.
I haven't got any Netflix news this week. It's not been that long since we recorded last week's
No,
episode.
Our timeline is only a few days apart.
It is. We're going early doors this week. It's only Tuesday. No, I haven't got any Netflix news. Have you watched anything good at the top of the stream?
I've watched Venom,
Oh, right.
because we mentioned that the other week.
We did.
I thought it was quite fun.
I quite enjoyed it.
I
went
don't
to
really
cinema
see
to
why it got panned.
No. Not me.
It's
I don't get
just
it.
Stupid superhero film.
Yeah.
It was quite funny.
It's fine.
it was
Yeah, I
good.
quite enjoyed it. It's good. It's doing good numbers on Netflix. It's been
it's a
right in the top 10 for a while.
Perfect Saturday night film.
Yeah, definitely.
I've started watching something else, not on Netflix.
Oh,
You're going to be so proud of me.
okay. I am already. I can see it in your eyes.
I'm like 4 or 5 episodes in.
Yeah. Is this
So-
something that I like?
Probably not.
Oh, okay.
There's only like 124 episodes left to go.
Wow.
I started a rewatch of Dawson's Creek.
Really?
Yeah,
Why?
don't know.
That's an interesting choice.
Yeah. We found it and thought, oh, that would be all right to watch an episode and then watch 5 episodes.
Are you going to go all the way?
That might do.
I've never seen it. I've
Have you
never
not?
watched an episode of it.
I used to quite like it.
Came in
back
at the
day.
wrong time for me, I think. Came in a bad time of my life.
It's so old.
Yeah,
It's
I
so
can imagine.
dated.
Yeah, I can imagine it is. What is it, 90s?
97 was the first season, 97, 98. So it's
Wow.
like 22 years
So
old.
where have you found it? What's it on?
Or all 4.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Cool. Check out Dawson's Creek. Why not?
Everyone's clothes are so big.
We all wore big clothes in the 90s. Do you remember those massive trainers you used to wear? They were just huge.
Yeah. It's like all of Dawson's jumpers are
Yeah.
unbelievably massive.
We all wore big jumpers.
He's still a prick.
I was not expecting you to say that. You've thrown me a little bit there.
How about you?
I've done the first season of Cobra Kai.
Excellent.
I said I'd probably finish the whole thing by this week's recording, but we've gone early, so I haven't. But I'm 3 episodes into season 2.
Yep.
And
you enjoying
I
it?
absolutely love it.
It's ace, isn't it?
Brilliant, honestly.
It's so much fun.
It's so much fun. Check out Cobra Kai. The way they reference it back to Karate Kid all the time.
It's really well done.
Really well done. Because everything just clicks.
I don't know if you've got to. I can't remember when it is. There's a sequence when like Johnny tells his side of things.
Yeah,
and it goes back to the clips from the movie.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Oh, this kid was annoying me all the way," and it's really good.
I reckon it could make you watch the Karate Kid in a completely different light.
Yeah.
A bit like Harvey. What's his name? Barney in How I Met Your Mother.
Okay.
He always used to think that Danny Zupka. Is that right?
Daniel LaRusso.
No, the other guy.
You're mixing his real name.
Am I?
Johnny Lawrence.
Johnny Lawrence. He always thought that he was the
William
hero
Zabka.
of the show. Yeah, he always thought that Johnny Lawrence was the hero of the show, the film. So I think that's probably where the idea of this show came from.
LaRusso is especially more so in the first season.
He's a dick in the first season.
He is a knobhead.
But he's growing on me slightly in the second season. So, I don't know. I'll wait till I've finished it and then we'll have a proper discussion on it.
I've got a theory of where it's gonna go in the season 3.
I should have finished it by the next time we record.
Awesome.
That gives me quite a few weeks by the sounds of it.
And I think, you will hear a lot of people go on about it because it is obviously number 1 at the minute. It's everywhere.
Yeah, there's a 3rd season coming.
But it's really well deserved.
It really is.
It's funny. It is soapy.
It is a bit
and
soapy.
Melodramatic.
Yeah.
But it
not
gets away
everybody
with
in
it.
it is amazing.
Yeah.
Most people are amazing in it. But yeah, it is a bit
Yeah, the guy who's Johnny's son is...
Yeah.
He could have been in Dawson's Creek.
Yeah, he's a bit 90s. He's got the 90s hairdo.
Yeah. Yeah, put him in a big jumper and lots of necklaces and bracelets.
Well, the 90s are coming back, they reckon. So maybe that's what he's doing. Maybe he's after a 90s job.
Maybe.
I was thinking if there's any other 80s films that you could do it to. Flip the script and remake a sequel. But I haven't thought of any.
Okay.
But it's worth thinking about. Anybody give us some ideas?
Do you know what I always wanted to see a TV series of?
What?
Face Off.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Just like a stupid action
TV show.
Just someone going around changing faces every week.
That would be good, actually. I'd be up for that.
that reminds me. I don't know if you've seen it. There was a tweet that went a bit viral last couple of weeks, and it's just John Travolta walking down the street.
Yeah.
And the caption is, "Good to see Nicolas Cage is out wearing his mask."
That's brilliant. Whoever's come up with that is a genius. Well done. I've hit my mic. That's really good. I'm impressed with that. Have you watched anything else?
No, I'm done.
You're done. Shall we run through the Netflix top 10?
Yeah, let's do that.
We're short of content, apparently. In at number 10, currently, obviously we're a bit earlier in the week, so this might have changed by the time the episode comes out, but currently at number 10 in the Netflix chart is Zodiac.
Okay.
The Jake Gyllenhaal and Mark Ruffalo and Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, David Fincher, isn't it?
Yeah, it's currently number 10. It must have just appeared on Netflix, I assume.
I have seen it.
I've seen it
years
as well,
ago.
It's fucking long, isn't it?
Yeah.
Something for like 2 hours and 40 minutes.
David Fincher usually likes quite a long film, doesn't he?
Yeah. 2007.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, that's even surprised me how old it is.
13 years old. Number 9 is a film that I mentioned last week. It is Room, one of the best films I've seen in recent years. Number 8 is Love Guaranteed, which is another film. People are into films this week, apparently.
Yeah.
Heard of Love Guaranteed?
No.
It says sparks fly when a crusading but cash-strapped attorney takes on a charming client looking to sue a dating site that guarantees its users will find love.
Has it got Robbie Amell in it?
No, it's got Heather
like
Graham and Damon Wayans Jr.
Oh, right, okay.
An hour and 31 minutes, brand new. It's a Netflix original. Number 7 is Jungle, which I have added to my list because I think it does look quite good.
I saw the trailer for this.
Yeah.
Earlier today, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does look good.
Does look good.
Is it new?
It's not. It's from 2017.
Oh, okay.
It must just be new to Netflix. It's 2017. After getting separated from his friends in the middle of the Amazon, a traveller tries to survive 3 desperate weeks on his own. It's Daniel Radcliffe.
I quite like Daniel Radcliffe.
I've not got
when he's not in Harry Potter.
Yeah, I have no issue.
I think he's fine in Harry Potter. I'm not a massive fan of those films.
They got better.
They're fine.
They got better.
I don't think they're great.
No, they're not great. But they
again,
got better as they got on.
Yeah.
They went on. The first one's awful.
What's the film he's in? Is it Swiss Army Man, where he's a dead body?
Where he plays a dead body.
That's a good film.
That is really good. He's also in the adaptation of Joe Hill's book Horns.
Oh yeah,
he plays the main character in that.
Sure,
he's really good in that. Number 6 is Mr. Bean, the cartoon.
Yep.
I assume you're responsible for that.
Yeah, my kids love that. Particularly my youngest actually.
Really?
She she loves watching it.
Have you thought about showing her the actual Mr. Bean?
They've seen it.
They've seen it?
Yep.
Awesome. I love
Yeah,
Mr.
they like
Bean.
it.
I was well into Mr. Bean when I was younger. Number 5 is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Which one?
Johnny Depp and Freddie Highmore.
Yeah. Oh, the not as good one.
The not as good one. I don't mind it, but it isn't as good. Obviously,
We were talking about this the other day because my eldest daughter is doing some Roald Dahl at school. I've actually got to dress up this week, but
that's Roald Dahl Day, isn't it?
Yeah,
yeah. It's my mum's birthday. It's Roald Dahl Day,
and so we were talking about those two movies, and I just don't like the Tim Burton one. It was not weird enough.
It wasn't. It's weird,
safe.
but in the wrong ways. But it is very safe. As well, you're right.
Like Johnny Depp could have really gone to town with that, and
I think it had production issues because it wasn't what he wanted it to be. No. I don't think. Number 4 is Deadpool.
Oh, okay.
The original. That's a great film from 2016 with Ryan Reynolds. If you've not seen Deadpool, there's no reason for you not to. Go and watch it. Number 3 is Cobra Kai, which we've already mentioned. That's been in the top 3 now since it came out, I think, which is, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, so that is good going.
It has not moved. Talking of not moved from the top 3, The Fall is at number 2 with Gillian Anderson and Jamie Dornan.
We watched the first episode.
Any good?
Yeah, I forgot to tell you this. I mean, not loads happens. It's very atmospheric.
Yeah.
I don't want to say slow.
Go on, say it.
But it's a bit slow. But I'm sure it's everyone seems to rave about it.
It's a British TV pilot. They always start slow.
Exactly.
Cool. I might check it out. I do love Gillian Anderson. I've always been a big fan of Gillian Anderson. Number 1 this week on Netflix is Away.
Oh, yeah.
Which is Hilary Swank's new TV series. Commander Emma Green leaves behind her husband and daughter to lead an international crew of astronauts on a perilous 3-year mission to Mars. Everybody's really interested in going to Mars at the minute.
My wife doesn't like space things.
Really?
Yeah, no, she's fine with Star Wars and sci-fi stuff, but not real space stuff. Because she's scared of getting cut off in space. Like gravity.
She's scared of gravity?
Getting being cut off in space.
The chances of her ending up like Sandra Bullock in Gravity.
Probably not going to go to space.
No, it's slim.
Yeah,
it's a slim possibility.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, she doesn't have to go because she can watch Hilary Swank go instead. That's just come out. It's supposed to be really good, actually. It's getting quite good reviews. It's been at number 1 all week. So
apparently it'll make you cry a lot.
Yeah, apparently so. So there's your Netflix top 10.
In space, no one can hear you cry.
That's true.
That's wrong, isn't it?
Yeah, scream. Have we got anything else?
No.
I have.
Have you?
Yes.
What you got?
I've got a game.
Oh.
This week I thought,
hello.
I've beaten Nick now. Last week I got 5 out of 5 in your game.
Yeah.
And then it occurred to me that you've never played one.
No, I haven't. I'm so excited.
This week I've come up with a game.
Brilliant.
Now, I haven't got a name for it.
Okay.
And it's a format that you've used, but it isn't your normal format.
Okay.
This week's our season finale.
Sure.
So I got thinking about season finales. I got thinking about TV show season finales.
Okay.
So we're going to do a higher or lower on the IMDb rating of the last final episode of TV shows.
Okay.
Yeah?
I'm in.
Does that make sense? It's the great final episode TV rating game. So I'm going to give you the first one, and then you have to tell me whether the next one is higher or lower than the previous one.
Got ya.
I've got 10.
Okay.
So the first one I'm going to give you quite aptly for me is Lost.
Sure.
So the final episode of Lost is called The End, and is currently rated on IMDb at 8.2 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah?
Got ya.
I want to know, the next one I'm giving you is Dexter. Remember the Monsters was the finale episode of Dexter.
Yep.
Higher or lower than 8.2?
Where he goes off on the boat and becomes a wood chopper.
Yep.
Fucking absolute balls.
Both these are quite highly derided by the fans. Neither of the fans liked the season finale of Lost or Dexter, although I'll die for the season finale of Lost.
Yeah, but what? But it's 8.2 out of 10.
It's 8.2 out of 10.
There you go. Yeah, it's lower. Dexter is lower.
It is lower. Dexter's Remember the Monsters episode is currently rated at 4.6. God, which is lower than most of the films that we watched.
That show went off a cliff, didn't it?
It really did, and it's only that last episode. That last season is all right. It's not great.
Okay.
But the finale episode is fucking woeful.
Maybe that last season did come back a little bit, but after the John Lithgow season...
Yeah, season 4 of Dexter's the best season of any TV show ever. It beats any episode. It beats any season of Breaking Bad as a perfect season. The next one I'm giving you then, higher or lower than Dexter, is Sopranos, Made in America, is their final episode.
I have never seen The Sopranos.
I haven't either.
So obviously the
The finale got a lot of stick because
well, it's controversial, isn't it?
Yes.
Because spoiler alert for a program I have never seen.
or me,
It just fades to black.
it just fades to
doesn't it?
black. There's no ending. It just fades away.
Higher.
Higher, correct. The season finale of Sopranos Made in America is 9.3 out of 10 on IMDb.
Wow.
The next one is The Big Bang Theory. Stockholm Syndrome was the finale episode.
Okay.
Higher or lower than 9.3 on IMDb.
It's another one I've never seen.
You've never watched The Big Bang Theory?
No, I watched like the odd
I was
one.
going to say, that's
but
impossible.
I've never seen the end.
You should.
I think I fell off the wagon about 4 series before the end,
8.
probably.
Yeah, season 8.
Lower.
Incorrect, it's higher. It is rated at 9.6
God damn
on
it.
IMDb. We'll keep going though. The next one is Orange is the New Black, going back to Netflix for a little bit.
Okay.
Their final episode is called Here's Where We Get Off.
Okay.
Higher or lower than 9.6?
So I have watched most of that.
Yeah, but you've not watched the finale.
I've not watched the final season. Lower.
Correct, 9.2.
Oh, hi, that is good.
Yeah, that is good. It's a good final season. Have you not seen any of the final season?
No.
Check it out, it's good. Next one on my list is How I Met Your Mother, that we mentioned earlier on. The final episode is called Last Forever Part 2.
Yep, seen that.
Higher or lower than 9.2?
Lower.
Correct, 5.5. Not good.
So talking of How I Met Your Mother,
Yeah.
and talking of like Twitter viral meme type things, I saw one the other day, and it was like we sat through however many seasons, 10 seasons, 9 seasons
much.
of How I Met Your Mother. It's all set in the future. Why did no one mention this pandemic?
That's a good point. It's a very good point.
Stupid kids.
Right. The next one I've got is a bit older, of an older show. It is Cheers.
Okay.
And the final episode is called One for the Road.
Got to be higher.
Got to be higher? Is
Yeah.
that what you're going with?
Yeah.
Correct. 9.1.
Wow.
I've thrown in a random one for you. Pretty sure you won't have seen it. The next show I'm looking for is The Last of the Summer Wine, which was the longest running sitcom in the history of the world. Run for, I think, 30-something seasons.
I mean, I've definitely seen a lot of episodes because it was like a Sunday night thing.
Yeah.
In a sea of rubbish Sunday night TV.
My grandma and granddad, when they were alive, had them all on video.
Wow.
They recorded every single episode of the TV.
That's
they recorded it every week. And
Quite
my grandma
the box set.
had a notebook with all the episodes in. She was crazy.
So she knew which one was on which video.
Well, yeah, so she knew which one was on
Did
which
they
video.
what was the
I
rewatchability?
don't know what happened to them all. I don't know. I'd love to know what happened to them all. But anyway, the last episode of Last of the Summer Wine was called How Not to Cry at Weddings.
Okay.
Higher or lower than 9.1 on IMDb?
Lower.
Correct, 7.1. Next. Higher or lower, The X-Files.
Oh, hello.
The
This is
finale
the tricky one.
episode, the current finale. I don't know if they're ever going to make any more. Gillian Anderson reckons she's not going to. It's called My Struggle 4.
So this, just to be clear, this is the finale of the original run?
No,
or
it's the last televised
one that came
episode
out
of
a couple of years
X-Files.
ago?
Yeah. Higher or lower than 7.1?
Higher.
Correct, 7.5. So the last one,
Okay.
you ready?
Yep.
Is 24.
Okay.
The episode is entitled Day 8, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. And it's currently the last made episode of 24. Higher or lower than 7.5?
I've seen one series of 24. It was the first series.
Right.
And I thought it was really good.
It is really good.
But I never felt the need to go back.
There's never been a bad series of 24. They're all pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not what I hear. But
I like them. They
um,
just go on too long. So each one's 24 1-hour long episodes.
7.5 to beat.
Yeah.
This is a total coin flip. Lower.
Incorrect.
Damn it.
9.1.
Wow.
Finale. Yeah. Hey, that's not
I have
bad.
a completely different concept of what 24 is,
I don't mind
how
24.
it is rated.
I don't mind 24.
I think I got 2 wrong.
You got 2 wrong. That's pretty good for a
I'll
first
take
game.
that home.
I'll take that.
I
Did
really
you like my
enjoyed
first
that.
ever game?
Yeah, I did. I really enjoyed it.
I'm glad. I literally came up with that about 25 minutes ago.
I can't think of anything that rhymes with finale for the title.
No, not me. Banale.
That's not bad.
Right, we should probably get on and talk about the final film of season 3 of Bottom of the Stream.
Sure.
This week, we watched a film that we've been trying to put off for a
I feel
very
like
long
I've got a
time.
lot of notes.
I've got a lot of notes this week. I've got 15 pages of notes this week.
Okay, that's a lot. I haven't got that many.
We've been putting this off. We've not been putting this film off because obviously the randomizer dictates what we watch. But we have been hoping that this film never comes out.
Yeah, no, because we don't want to watch it. But I mean, I think we had, like you say, it's been on the long list right since the start. Yeah. And every time we've sort of seen it or scanned past it, we've remarked that looks like it'd be really difficult to recap.
Yeah.
But here we are.
Let's at a finale trying to recap it. Errementari is from 2017. It is a 15. It runs for 1 hour and 38 minutes. And is currently rated at 6.4 on IMDb, which surprised me how high it was, if I'm honest. I normally now would go through the writers and the stars, but I have literally got nothing on any of them.
Okay,
I'm going to do it anyway, but I've got no facts. So the main star in this film is a guy called Candido Aranga, who plays the blacksmith, Paxty. The young girl in it is called Uma Bracaculia. I'm butchering these names. So I completely know this. Who plays Ushue?
Ushu.
No, they say Ushue. Ushue.
Okay.
In my vote, we will point out as well that
there may be some differences.
All of the foreign films that we watch, I watch the English dub. Nick watches the original dub with subtitles. So this film in particular, I think, is going to lose a bit in translation.
I have some questions.
The main character's obviously got a different name.
So I have watched this with Basque dialogue.
Yeah, it's originally in Basque.
It's not even Spanish.
No. Even the Spanish soldiers speak Basque, apparently. Yeah. And I watched it in English with a dub.
Yeah.
Which I was warned not to do many times. But I did anyway. Finally, the last one on my list is Eniko Sagode, who plays Sartayal. Written and directed by Paul Ukijo Alijo. I know for a fact that I've just butchered all of those names.
I apologise on your behalf.
At me, I don't care. Do you have a one-word review of Errementari, my dear Nick?
Fiery.
Very fiery. That's a good point. There's a lot of fire in it. Where do we start?
It's foggy. Oh no! Actually, no. There's a bit before that. Yep. I've jumped the credits.
You have already.
Sorry. So there's like a tableau.
Yes.
And it's all sort of it's CGI.
Yeah.
But we're seeing like an old-fashioned tableau and it's in blood red.
Yeah.
And it's depicting the devil taking people to hell.
Yeah.
And it still pans up. There's a voiceover. I'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
And then you see at the top of this tableau is a blacksmith.
Yeah.
And he's smithing.
It's such a cool image to start the film off.
It's awesome.
It's a really cool image. I've written that as intro to hell.
Yeah, and the voiceover talks about, people go to hell, people who do bad go to hell, and that there exists a man, a blacksmith, who is so evil that even the devil is scared of him.
Yeah. And
that's why this image of the blacksmith is above.
Yeah.
This whole tableau underneath.
He's described as a man of flesh and blood that even the devil fears.
Yeah.
That voiceover has really set off this film quite nicely, I thought.
Oh, yeah. You've got your atmosphere straight away.
Completely. Straight away. It even comes out with abandon hope or ye you enter here.
Yeah.
And I really like that line. We find out the start of this film is set in 1835 in the First Carlist War.
Yep.
And we're in Basque country, or Basque County. We start with some soldiers. They're searching a cart, like a horse-drawn cart type thing. And they find... What do they find something in there, but we don't really see what it is, do we?
There's a chest.
Yeah.
But
we don't know.
You don't see what's in it.
You don't see what's in it.
We know what's in it.
Yeah. But we don't see
later on.
Yeah.
We will realise.
We cut from there to there's a priest who's blessing a line of people, like a lineup of people, and it turns out it's a firing squad.
Yep.
And these people are about to get shot.
Yeah, there's 3 people about to get executed.
Yeah. So the priest gets cut off halfway through his, I suppose, last rites, and
because the commander's very impatient.
Yeah, he's like, "Come on,
I haven't got time for this. I need to go and have a smoke."
Yeah. So
just kill these
three guys. So they do, and these 3 guys get shot. There's 1 woman and 2 guys, I think. But one doesn't go down.
No, he lives.
He lives, and he fights back.
And he kicks ass.
He really does.
He takes out the whole squad of soldiers.
Yep. The priest even gets killed.
Yeah.
And the final image of this particular scene, I guess, is what would he be? The leader? The soldier leader?
Yeah, like the commander.
He's down, he's been stabbed, and we see a brief shadowy image of the devil.
Yeah, it's
CGI.
mostly CGI. I liked the effects in this.
Yeah.
A lot of which were practical. there's some effects later on that aren't great, but they're passable.
Yeah.
This was the only one that I thought was dodgy. It's this, you see the shadow of a devil through the fog, and it looked really hokey.
It did. Yeah, it didn't look great. It looked a bit... They got the CGI right in most places, but the shadows they couldn't seem to get right.
No, and that is tough.
It was a shadowy... Harrison of the Grief Burrito podcast sent me an email last night because he watched it as well, and so did Jordan.
Yeah.
Jordan has never seen any film ever in the history of time, and he's seen Errementari, which is crazy to me. This is a guy who hasn't seen Stand By Me, but has seen Errementari.
At least 4 people watched this movie last night.
In what? Yeah, because we were all watching it at the same time.
Netflix is going to be...
Yeah.
What is this spike?
What the hell is going on? Hopefully more people will watch it following this podcast. Harrison sent me an email, so I'll refer back to it every so often just to give what he thought of it as well. And he put, right at the beginning, the practical effects are cool, but the CGI shadows made me say fuck out loud. So he wasn't impressed either.
I tell you what I was impressed with, the way the blacksmith kills the captain / commander of this army squad.
Yes.
Because he picks up... Sorry?
That's where I was getting to.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, go for it.
He picks up one of the weapons, the rifles, which has obviously got a bayonet on the end, and he just wangs it. He just javelin throws this thing.
Straight through him.
Straight through the captain who's running away.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
It was awesome. And then when he went down, the blacksmith kind of stood over his body and he was kind of begging.
Yeah.
And then he whacked him with his blacksmithing hammer.
The captain says, "You are the devil."
Yeah. And then he gets killed.
Yeah.
Then we cut to 8 years later. It comes up 8 years later on the screen. We're in a bar.
An inn. It's an old inn.
An inn, yeah.
So it's like they've just slid into Cheers.
What's the difference between a bar and an inn?
You can stay in an inn,
but you're barred from a bar. Anyway, this man in a suit shows up. He's quite highly tailored compared to everybody else who's in
He
this
sure
inn.
is. He is. Everyone else is a bit muddy and beardy, and this guy is well-heeled.
Yeah, he's got like a cape and a cane.
A lovely moustache.
Yeah, big hat. He walks in, he books a room, and he reveals that he's an investigator working for the government.
He is.
And he is looking for a forge. The locals kind of freak out as soon as he mentions the forge. They're like, we don't go anywhere near the forge. We're all quite scared of the forge. Don't go anywhere near the forge. That's all they keep saying.
I got a bit more than that.
Did you?
I don't know if
I
this
might
is
have. It's just... might be my notes.
So he says, "I'm looking for the blacksmith. Can you tell me where the forge is? I hear you call him the hammer." And then he's never referred to as the hammer all the way through. Again,
I didn't know him as the hammer, so maybe...
No, he's not after this.
No. I don't remember seeing that in
weird.
That scene.
And then after the innkeeper gives him directions, he says to him, "You need to be careful, though, because the devil lives there."
Yeah, which is...
a cool line, I thought.
Cool line. There's a lot of cool dialogue in this film. A lot. And the man heads straight there. He has no fear of this.
Yeah, well, a little boy takes his bag up to his room, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So he's like, "I'll go and check it out now."
I might as well go straight over. Yeah. He gets there. There's some badass gates with spikes all over them, hundreds of crosses on them.
Yes.
And a sign. What did the sign say for you?
Get out of here.
Yeah, that's what it says on mine as well. It just says, "Get out of here." It was really funny. There's crosses everywhere. And then we cut to our first view of the blacksmith.
Sure.
We will just call him the blacksmith all the way through because I'm not calling him Pasty.
It's Pasty. Blacksmith is fine.
Blacksmith is fine. He's just like blacksmithing.
Smithing.
Why is it smithing if he's a blacksmith?
I don't know.
Well, he's smithing and he's whacking this pole with his hammer.
Yes, I think he's forging.
He's forging something.
Yes.
And his hammer breaks.
He does.
And most blacksmiths, I imagine, would go and get another hammer.
Yeah, they've not just got one hammer if you're a blacksmith, have you?
So, but this guy doesn't.
An array.
This guy's only got one hammer because he doesn't need another one.
No.
So he starts using his fists.
Yeah.
And it's the most badass thing I've ever seen. He's like, I'm just going to start punching this rod.
The sound was really good because it totally changed.
It did, yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, this guy is insane. Yeah, he is blacksmithing with his bare hands.
Bare hands. It did make me laugh. We cut back to, we're in the church next.
Sure.
And there's a priest. And they're not really happy that the government are in town.
So
I've having a bit of a bitch.
I've equated the church to like the Conservative Party because this preacher was given this whole fucking anti-liberal, anti-immigrant thing. It's like, we don't want no immigrants in our country, in our town. No one who we don't know, and this liberal government it's not for us. Oh, it just really made me angry. I hate all these people already. And that again is just sort of setting the scene of attitudes of the town.
It's the townspeople just getting angry, because we need the townspeople to be angry for later events in the film. We cut then from there to a girl who is playing in the woods and picking blackberries, and her name is Usue in my version of the script.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
That's what they kept saying.
I suppose more Usui, but
Usui, something like that.
That's fine.
But yeah, it's spelled Usue. She's she's got some dolls. She's playing with she's eating blackberries. She's got like a little picnic.
She's doing a picnic for her toys.
For her toys, yeah. And then this snake comes to play.
It does.
She has no fear whatsoever.
No, she's like, oh, brilliant.
I've got a new friend.
Join the picnic.
Yeah. And it kind of does. She kind of sticks a tongue out at it, and she's got it. She's holding it. She's got no fear of it whatsoever. Yep. It wasn't a big snake, but I think I'd have still been a bit scared. Suddenly, though, this snake gets brained on the head by a rock.
It made me jump.
It made me jump a little bit.
The rock just enters scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, enters
Not
frame.
the rock. The rock is...
My God, if he was in this film. Gee, that's a hell of a crossover. A literal rock.
Yeah, an actual rock.
Lands on this snake and it explodes it.
Yeah, its head explodes.
It was a great shot.
It was a great shot. Turns out there's a couple of lads... about 13-year-old lads, I guess.
Yep, one of whom is Benito, who we later find out is the innkeeper's son.
Yeah.
And they start bullying Usui straight away, and they're basically like, you missed mass at church.
Yeah.
You're going to hell.
Yeah, you're in so much trouble.
Just like your mama.
Yeah, bad times. She doesn't take any shit from anybody for this entire film, though, so she just kicks him in the dick, and he goes down, and she legs it.
Yeah.
It's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
She proper kicked him in the dick. She legs it through the forest and she arrives at the forge gates.
She does. And they kind of catch up with her.
Yeah. So there's another confrontation between them outside the gates of the forge. And this time she punches him in the face.
Yeah.
Smashes his nose
There's so many slaps to the head in this movie.
Yeah.
It's like, it's wives giving
everybody's
husbands a backhand.
In the face. Yeah.
Adults backhanding kids and townsfolk. It made me laugh every time. Just a quick.
Yeah, this young lad gets a punch in the nose, but this time he retaliates.
Yeah, so he grabs a doll. He
grabs her doll and he rips its head off, and then he throws its head over the fence, or over the gates, and gives her the body back. So she's got like this headless doll now. And then the lads leave. As they leave, they, in the distance, can see the blacksmith, who is out in the field.
He's in the woods picking food up.
Something, yeah. So they think it'd be really funny, because they're big hard lads, to start throwing rocks at him as well.
Yeah, they're hidden, but they throw rocks at him.
Yeah, and the first one misses him, but the second one gets him. And then, probably the funniest bit in this whole film, the blacksmith throws a rock back at this lad and brains him with it.
Yeah.
And literally knocks him over. One shots him with it. And then he pulls this lad up by the back of one of the lads must have legged it, because they leave Benito on his own. But he manages to get away. His clothes are a bit tattered and torn.
He grabs him by his jacket and it tears.
Yeah, so he manages to run away.
I've just written, haha, Benito gets hit a lot.
He does. He's been hit 3 times. He's only been in it once. The kids head back to, I guess they live in like a village.
Yeah, so they're back to the
village, but they go to the church, don't they? Yeah. And they're allowed to snitch. So we found Usu. She's out in the woods, Usue or whatever his name is. She's out in the woods. She's being a dick. She's hit me in the face. And then she turns up and she kicks off at her grandma, or this lady who's raising her, which I think was her grandma.
Well, I'm not sure it was her actual grandma,
no,
but it might have been.
That was the relationship.
Yeah. She's also has a reasonably close relationship with the priest, and he basically says, "Oh, you're always trouble."
So was the old lady the priest's wife? Because they did live together. It's unnecessary for the story, I guess. But
it doesn't matter.
These two people did live together.
They are her nominal guardians. Yeah. We cut back to the inn, and Alfredo turns back up. Yeah. Having not got into the
he quit because he couldn't get into the gate, so he turned around and went back.
And all the locals are looking through all his stuff.
Yeah, basically. They've got his bag.
And they're reading through some papers, a diary, a journal type thing, and they're talking of a treasure.
Yes.
That was lost in the war 8 years ago, and is rumoured to be somewhere in the town.
Yeah.
So then I think that's what he's here looking for on his government business.
Yeah. So he catches them doing that, and after a bit of banter with them, he manages to score his hotel room for free.
He does, yeah.
And he's also managed to get some goons to help him. They kind of just follow him around now for the rest of the film. He kind of recruits a couple of goons.
He does, yeah.
And they agree to help him get back in. Even though they're terrified of the forge, they agreed to help him get back into the forge. They must have just felt really guilty about going through his bag.
And they do. They have a bit of a talk, and then some of the local sort of legends come out, don't they? They say the blacksmith went mad after his wife died.
Yeah.
And that they can hear the devil screaming at night time.
Yeah.
And the devil is also in the forge, and he's waiting to take the blacksmith's soul. Because he has a deal with him.
Yeah. It's just local fables, I guess. But so what was this guy's name? Alfredo.
Yeah. Next morning.
Yeah, they head over to the forge, and they actually break in through the gates this time. Mm-hmm. Him and 3 goons from the town. He says, though, I'll stay outside. You guys go in and sort it out.
Yeah, I'll be right behind you.
Yeah. And they fall for it completely. And one of them actually heads right to the door of the forge, and he knocks on the door. And inside it's just like, go away. Yeah. It's this loud, deep voice. They don't go away. Eventually the blacksmith comes to the door, and he doesn't even give them a second. He just attacks them.
He does.
Straight out.
He's got like an iron mask on.
Yeah. I suppose like a smithing mask.
Yes.
Yeah. It's not just a mask for the fun of it.
And he's in fight mode, attack mode straight away.
Completely. He's got his hammer out. He starts attacking them with a hammer. He's got a shield as well, hasn't he?
He hits one of them in the nose with a shield.
Yeah, it looks like a part of his door.
Yeah.
I think it was just a shield that he'd made himself.
One of them stumbles away.
Yeah.
And instantly puts his foot in a bear trap.
Yeah. There's bear traps everywhere.
Yeah.
All around. It's all booby trapped. Yeah, he screams.
I was totally unprepared for, and it was cool.
It was cool. Yeah, he completely falls over and got his foot caught. The other guys leg it because they've been beat up, and they leave this guy there.
They do, yeah.
So the smith walks over to him and releases him from this trap.
Yeah, he basically says, don't come back here.
Don't come back here. Here's your foot back.
Yeah.
This guy gets up, instantly falls over, and his head falls in one.
Yeah.
He gets his head in the bear trap.
It goes squelch.
Yeah.
He slips as he's trying to run away, and what an unfortunate place to land.
Yeah. Not good. So that guy's dead now. That's the end of that guy. Cut from there, we go back to Ishue, and she is being picked on now by a couple of girls.
Yes.
They're at like this fountain, I guess, where they get the water from.
And again, they're saying, your mum killed herself.
Yeah. They start picking on the
hell
because she's got a headless doll now as well. And
she's also quite heavily scarred on one side of her face. I don't think we've mentioned that.
No.
So yeah, she's an. I guess she's an easy target. She's definitely a social outcast.
Yeah, definitely. It comes out that the mother had hung herself.
Yeah.
And that's an instant ticket to hell. Suicide is the mortal sin. She punches one of these girls as well.
Yeah.
She's quite violent, as you know. How old do you reckon she is? 8, 9, 10?
Yeah, I'd say 7 or 8, yeah.
Yeah. She punches this girl, and these girls freak out and run off. She wants to get her doll's head back because her doll is headless.
Yeah, so she heads back to the forge.
Having no fear whatsoever, this little girl goes back to the forge to get her doll's head. And this time, gates are unlocked because obviously it was broken into a minute ago. So she goes just wandering in.
Yeah, she avoids all the booby traps.
Yep.
And she actually gets in to the building.
Yeah.
Because she sees the blacksmith, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Starting to dispose of the body.
Yeah, he's kind of dragging her body out.
Yeah, and she kind of sneaks in to the forge whilst he's otherwise engaged.
When she gets in there, she is walking. The set for the forge was awesome.
Yeah, it
by
was.
The way, the whole set was amazing.
Yeah, because it was a big.
Yeah, it was a big
building.
Set.
It was really good.
It did look really good as well. It was really effective. And she's walking through.
It's just like even from the start, it's got these huge doors that swing open. It's all
stone walls and
it's brilliant.
Yeah, it's where the budget went, definitely. She can hear some crying as she's walking through, some like sobbing.
Always a good sign.
Yeah, which is not good. Not good. And she looks through this window and she sees a young boy, in a cage. And he's kind of hanging from the ceiling.
It's a proper like Hansel and Gretel cage, isn't it?
It really is. Just as she's about to start communicating with this boy, though, the blacksmith comes back. So she hides, and she hides in his house for quite a long time because night falls while she's hiding.
Yeah.
And the blacksmith gets drunk. Basically, he's got some moonshine, hasn't he? Looks like homemade booze. and he drunkenly falls asleep in his chair.
Probably banana skin wine. Anyway.
That's an in-joke. Literally, there's one listener who's going to understand what that means. But he will fucking love it. After the blacksmith's fallen, you've thrown me completely. Sorry.
Sorry.
After the blacksmith's fallen asleep, she goes back to the boy in the cage, and she does agree to help him. So he tells her that the blacksmith keeps his keys on his belt buckle, because obviously he does, because we need some peril here.
Yeah, and this is your proper. You've seen, how many cartoons have you seen this in? You've got the snoring, drunk asleep guard, with an old fashioned Ringo keys that need pilfering.
Yeah, and she does. She sneaks up. She manages to get his keys off him, and she goes back to this young boy, and he gets out of the cage. She lets him out instantly. As soon as he gets out, he starts to run a bit, and he grabs I guess you would call it a trident.
You certainly would.
It's like a fork, isn't it? From the wall. That's kind of hanging on the wall.
Yep.
So he grabs that, and then he turns into a demon.
He does.
There's a really cool shot, actually, because he's standing there, and the shadow changes first. And the CGI, again, is not great, but it isn't bad this time. And he kind of looms over the blacksmith with his trident. But suddenly the blacksmith wakes up. They have a bit of a scuffle. The demon eventually legs it. Ushu legs it as well, and she kind of turns her ankle over as she's running.
Yep, so this time she just fall over when she's back outside.
Yeah, she still runs over.
She cracks her head, doesn't she?
Yeah, the devil kind of catches the blacksmith.
Yeah.
I'm going to say devil or demon, but we don't really know at this point what it is. And he's got like this cross, and he brands it on his face. He literally hits him in the face with it. It's all chaos at this point.
It is,
everything's going on. But eventually it ends up with this demon captures Usue.
Yeah.
And he threatens to return with the worst demons to rip out the blacksmith's soul.
Yeah, he says, I am coming back for your soul.
Yeah. And then he legs it with the girl and instantly gets his foot in a bear trap.
Yeah. Same gag.
It was a bit campy.
Yeah.
It was really... This demon is not that scary. I don't know if it came across that you watched it, but his voice was quite camp. And he had these really camp mannerisms.
No, I wouldn't say that he was camp. Not his voice, anyway.
Maybe it was the voice in the English dub.
Because I thought it was I don't think there was any bad performances in this. I thought the guy played the devil, the demon, was really good.
This is what I was hoping we'd get out of this, because he came across as a cartoony kind of character in the English dub. He had quite camp mannerisms about him.
So I think there was some of that a bit later on, but certainly not at this point. Okay. Not in the Basque version.
Interesting.
This is all. No, I'm saying this is a sort of badass, full-on devil.
Right. Okay.
At this point,
this is Sartayal. We find out.
Yeah.
I never got that with him.
So
yeah, he catches himself in a bear trap, and which makes Usue fall over again, and she smashes her head on a rock, and knocks herself out,
and the blacksmith
captures him.
Yeah, ties him back up.
Ties him back up again. Cut from this, we see this play out again from Benito's perspective.
Yeah, he's peering through the gate.
He's standing through the gate and he's seeing all of this. But the one thing he does see is the blacksmith carrying Ushue's lifeless body back inside the forge. So he legs it back to the town because he's a snitch. And he reports back to the locals in the inn that...
So he interrupts the conversation and Alfredo is basically holding court in the inn. And just as he says, I am sure that this local treasure, the gold, is in that forge.
Yeah.
And he's sort of trying to whip up the crowd. Benito walks in and says, the blacksmith has got Usue.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way,
the devil's there.
The devil's there as well.
That's exactly how it was. He was like, oh, the blacksmith's got Usue. Everybody needs to panic. And she looks dead. It doesn't look good. Oh, and the devil's there. And you're like, what the fuck?
So very quickly, Alfredo and the innkeeper form a mob.
Yeah, they do. He gives them the government authority to do whatever's necessary. And I've written here, a lynch mob forms.
Yes.
We find out at this point that Usue isn't dead.
Nope.
She wakes up in like a cell. She got a bit of a headache. You can tell by her face that her head hurts. And Sartayal is back in his cage. So we're all back to good. And it turns out at this point that the blacksmith made a pact with Sartayal and the devil now owns his immortal soul.
Yeah, so she sort of wakes up to the blacksmith talking to the devil, and the blacksmith says, the deal was that I was allowed to get home to my wife, i.e. he wasn't killed by the firing squad.
Yeah.
And the devil would have his soul.
Yes.
He's just not died yet.
Yeah. And he's managed to capture the devil. Usue comes back out, and the blacksmith. She actually has a conversation with the blacksmith for the first time. He tells her not to be afraid. I'm pretty sure that you would definitely be afraid.
Yeah.
There's a devil locked up in the next room, and you're with a man who can blacksmith with his bare hands. Sartayal is screaming all the way through the scene as well in the background. It's chaos. Every time we're in the forge, it's just pure chaos.
Yeah.
It's really good.
It is quite a sensual assault because, there's fires, there's all sorts of there's waters dripping. Yeah, it is. And the set is awesome, like you say.
It's a feast for the eyes. So the blacksmith takes her out, and he's like, "Come and see him. Let's just allay your fears. Come and meet this guy." This is when we find out that he isn't the devil; he is just a demon.
Yeah, he's so. This is Sartayal, and he says, "Yeah, I am a demon. I'm not the devil.
Yeah,
and I'm stuck here.
Yeah,
because I can't go back to hell without the blacksmith's soul.
Yeah. So they start playing with it a little bit.
They just bully him.
They pick on him. The blacksmith and Usue. She gets like this prod, and she starts prodding him. The blacksmith lets her into the weakness of the demon's biggest weakness.
I really like this.
I really like this as well. He's got a pot of chickpeas.
Yeah.
And if the devil or the demons ever see chickpeas, they have no choice. They have to count them.
I don't know if it's specific to chickpeas.
No,
but they're OCD.
Yeah.
So he has to count.
He has no choice but to count them.
The thing that spilled on the floor. It was really funny.
Apparently, it originates from vampires.
Okay.
So if you ever get confronted by a vampire, if you just spill a load of seeds on the floor, they have to count them.
Wow.
And that's where the count comes from in Sesame Street.
I never knew that.
There you go.
Every day's a school day.
I found that out today. I was quite impressed with that.
And they also have a bell.
Yes.
And
blessed bell.
The demon does not like the sound of the bell ringing.
Yeah, if the bell rings, he just screams and he covers his ears. It's been blessed.
And that's the end of their fun,
yeah,
really.
Pretty much. The blacksmith says to her, "Look, you need to go. They'll be looking for you."
Yeah.
So he goes to get her a lantern.
Yeah.
It's dark, and he's like, "I'll walk with you to the crossroads." But while he's gone, she goes back to Sartayal.
Yeah, she's already feeling bad.
Yeah, she feels bad for him. She feels sorry for him. She apologises to him.
She says, "I'm sorry, we were horrible to you."
Yeah. And she asks him if he's ever seen her mother, or if he can get her mother out of hell.
Mm-hmm.
Sartayal responds with, "Nobody's ever got out. It's impossible. If she's there for a reason."
And he asks, "Why is she in hell?" And Usue says, "Well, she committed suicide." And Sartayal says, "Yeah,
she ain't getting out.
She's stuck."
Yeah.
Then the blacksmith just turns up, whacks the demon on the head, knocks him out.
Yeah, while they're talking. And they leave. He's got the lantern now, and he says to her, "I'll walk you to the crossroads, then you're on your own."
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they don't get to the crossroads. They get just outside the gates, and the lynch mob shows up. A bit like that episode of The Simpsons where they've all got flaming pitchforks.
So like The Simpsons.
They've all got flaming torches and pitchforks. And
any number of mobs in The Simpsons.
Yeah. They call Usue straight back over. She goes back to her guardian, grandmother, whoever it is. And these men surround the blacksmith.
They do.
And he tries to fight them all off, but...
He gets a couple of shots in.
Yeah, he takes a couple out.
He's soon overpowered.
Yeah.
And they beat him quite
strongly.
Quite a lot.
Yeah, they do. The priest tells a story at this point of...
We've got a flashback on our hands.
We have, yeah. So he commissioned a new bell for the church from the blacksmith. Tell me if I'm understanding this right.
Yeah, 8 years ago. So it's back to when he's come back from war.
Yeah. The blacksmith turned up at the church with a Usue in his hands. He had come back from war and found...
With a baby.
Yeah, with the baby, yeah.
Yep.
He had come back from war and found his wife with a baby that couldn't possibly be his. He threatened to kill the baby by holding it over a fire.
Yeah, so he hadn't just come back from war, so he deserted.
Yeah,
from the army.
Okay.
Which again, I presume was the deal he made with the devil, get me home safe, because clearly deserting's probably a crime.
Yeah, probably.
That is punishable by death.
I don't know if it mentioned deserting in my version, but I think it just said he came home from war. Anyway, he finds the devil. The deal with the devil was that he could go home to his wife.
Yep.
When he got home to his wife, he found that she'd had a baby with somebody else.
Yes, she'd given him up for dead.
He did get back to his wife, but not the wife that he wanted. So he kicks off, he threatens to kill the baby, holds it over a fire. The baby's father shows up, who he then kills.
Yeah, and obviously held the baby over the fire, hence the burn that Usue has.
Yeah, so he killed the father of the baby. The blacksmith's wife then killed herself. who is obviously Ushui's mother, so she hung herself. So Ushui's mother is the blacksmith's wife.
Correct.
Same person. And then after that, he never delivered the bell to the town.
No, he did.
Oh, he did deliver the bell.
Because he had the bell and the baby.
I thought he still had the bell at the forge.
No.
Okay. Maybe
He turned up with the bell and the baby.
Right.
And that was like the last time that the priest had seen him.
Got you,
basically.
okay. And then he retreated back to his forge.
Correct.
And nobody ever saw him again. The townsfolk, while this is called kicking off, they've broken into the forge.
Yeah, I'll just call them Team Village from now on. And obviously they're led by Alfredo, the government guy, and Matteo, who's the priest, the church guy. And they find the devil.
They do.
In the cage. So they instantly have an argument about, oh, this is my jurisdiction, I'm the church. No, it's me, I'm the government.
Yeah, the priest thanks God for his proof of faith.
Yes. He's like, I'm going to take this thing to the Vatican. I'll be the next pope.
The government investigator guy tells everybody to wait outside. Meanwhile, Ushue is cleared off again.
Yeah, she's
her grandma's just walking through scenes now looking for her again, which I thought was quite funny. She kept walking in front of the camera. It was like, Ushue!
Yeah.
It was really funny. They tie the blacksmith to a chair and he bites one of their ears off.
Yep. There's like an arc of blood that sprays across the camera.
Yeah. And they start beating him.
By this point, Ushue's snuck back into the forge and she's watching all this.
She's watching all of this from like a secret corner of the room. While the townsfolk are beating the blacksmith, the government investigator guy sneaks away and heads towards Sartael's cage.
Yep.
And he goes over to him and he calls him embarrassing. He's like, you're an embarrassment. And then his eyes glow red.
They do.
And so this is where we figure out what is going on. Now, did you get a name? Alistor, that's what I've written as well, so that's good. He turns into another demon, who is called Alistor, and he has come for the blacksmith's soul, and also to return Sartael to hell.
And Sartael is scared straight away. He's like, oh my god, it's you.
Yeah.
So he recognises him.
Instantly recognises him.
And he's like, and he's begging straight away.
Yeah.
Like, give me another chance.
And Alistor says to him, you have been demoted for negligence.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really funny.
Basically, this is your performance review.
Yeah, you've been demoted.
And you're getting demoted, mate.
And he says, oh no, where have I been demoted to? And he's been demoted to the fifth circle, the sad and depressed section.
Yeah.
It really made me laugh. It did make me laugh. It isn't a comedy, but there are bits in this film that are intentionally funny.
Oh yeah. This conversation was done for
laughs.
Because, and then I'm instantly thinking of The Good Place.
Yeah.
Because it is like when Ted Danson and those guys are talking about, oh, you're in pulling out eyeball section.
Yeah. It is very much like that. We'll get to it at the end, but this film is not what I was expecting it to be. The blacksmith, meanwhile, is tied to his chest, but he's not talking. So they decide they're going to hang him.
They do.
They do, is my next note. They need to hang him, they do. So they start hanging him from the rafters. Meanwhile, Ushue is trying to convince Sartael to free the blacksmith.
Or just help. What can you do to help?
Why can't I say that all of a sudden? Sartael says to her, if you free me, I can free him. You have to free me first.
Yeah, he also tells her that he'll look after her mother. He will go back to hell and he will look after her.
Find her and look after her. Ushue needs to make a distraction, so she grabs the bell that we met earlier.
He says to her. He instructs her, so he's running the escape plan now.
He says to her, go and find this bell, because that'll not only it will hurt me, but it will also hurt Alistor. Which she does. She rings this bell, and that makes Alistor start transforming into his true image.
Like half his face starts to turn into a monster.
Yeah.
At this point, the mob breaks in.
Yeah. And they see this happening and he gets shot. Alistor does. Ushue frees the blacksmith at this point, and then she also frees Sartael.
Yeah, because they've seen this monster sort of thing in front of them, so everyone's just, again, it's chaos.
It's pure chaos. Running everywhere. People everywhere now.
Stuff's gone on fire.
Yeah.
And all sorts.
Sartael legs it, he runs outside.
Guess what happens?
I've written here, the idiot has run into another bear trap.
It's like fucking, I know we mentioned The Simpsons, it's like Sideshow Bob and them rapes.
It really is. That's a great image.
This time it's done.
Yeah, because
it comes across as comedy.
You're kind of with him as well at this point. You want him to escape at this point, and
well, yeah, because it's them three against the mob, isn't it?
Yeah,
and this Alistor.
Yeah, the priest gives Ushue a bit of a slap.
Yeah,
she gets a slap in the face, and he condemns her to hell. He's like, "You're going down with your whore of a mother." Is how he describes it.
He does.
which is a bit harsh. Shuei speaks to Alistair now.
Yeah.
And she offers him her soul. If you take me to hell to see my mother, you can have my mortal soul. And he takes it. He's like, well, yes, I'm definitely up for that.
He shakes her hand.
Yep.
And then he transforms.
He does.
And he's a massive
giant demon thing.
Demon monster.
I've got Harrison's note on that. He's put, they spent their budget on the giant demon, which is probably why the other CGI is ass mangoes.
It was ass mangoes.
Yeah, but that wasn't too bad.
No.
The big Alistair.
Because he's huge, and Sartael's quite a standard textbook devil demon. Horns, pointy face, pointy tail.
Yeah, it looks like a man dressed up at Halloween.
Alistair is a writhing, muscular, horrible
thing.
Yeah, the money's gone there, definitely.
Yeah, he's got a trident as well.
Yeah,
and he stabs Shuei with it.
Yep,
and then he disappears.
They're off to hell.
Yeah. Shuei's dead body falls to the floor. He disappears. The blacksmith stops the townsfolk attacking Sartael.
Yes.
Because he's in this bear trap, but the people are waiting.
Yeah, they've jumped straight on him.
Yeah. And he pushes them all away and he says to Sartael, you win, take me to hell.
Exactly.
Take me to her.
At first, Sartael refuses.
Yeah, he's like, no.
Because we've now got a total role reversal here. He's like, I'm not taking you there now that you want to go there.
Yeah, plus I can't go there.
I'm not going back. I've just been told I'm getting demoted.
Yeah, I'm not going there.
But then the blacksmith re-flips it around and says, no, you're not doing it for me.
Yeah, you're doing it for her.
Do it for her. She freed you.
Yeah, you owe her.
And Sartael has got morals. He's like,
he
literally goes, I've got to, haven't I?
He's got no choice. The church bell comes into play here.
Yeah, and again, this is Sartael's doing. He says, we're not going straight away.
Yeah.
Get that bell.
Yeah. Take that bell. So where did the bell come from?
What do you mean, where did it come from?
Because they were still at the forge.
No, it wasn't.
Where were they then? Where are we at the minute?
In the garden of the forge.
Yeah, so where did the bell come from?
The church in the town.
So who brought the bell with them?
There's a shot of the townsfolk bringing it through the gates of the forge.
Why did they bring it?
Because it's been in the church for 8 years.
But why did they need it?
Who?
I'm really confused about why it was
I'm
at the forge.
I'm confused why you're confused.
Why was the church bell at the forge?
It wasn't. There's a shot of them bringing it back to the forge.
Okay, why did they bring the church bell to the forge?
Because Sartael said, we need the church, we need the bell, we need a big bell.
Oh, so they went to get it at that point?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought they'd brought it with them when they were being a lynch mob.
No.
Okay.
No, there's a specific line where he says, go and get the bell.
I think something got lost in translation.
Right,
there,
okay.
I think it just appeared. And that's why I thought it was just always at the forge and it'd never been to the town.
Got ya. No.
Okay, something got lost. Either I fell asleep or something got lost.
In the flashback, the blacksmith arrives at the priest's door and he's got the bell over his shoulder because he's delivering it to the church.
You're right.
And he's got the baby.
Yeah.
So the mob have now gone to get the bell and they've brought it back to them here.
Okay, so they're all working with Sartael now.
Yes.
Good, thank you for clarifying.
No problem. Wow, that was a lot of effort.
Turns out the church bell's made of gold.
Not quite.
Fuck's sake.
It's made of iron.
Yeah.
It's got a crest on it.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
A gold
You're
crest.
Being picky now.
This was an important point in this. The gold is the treasure.
Yeah.
And the blacksmith melted it down.
Yeah.
And he forged it onto the bell.
Yeah. This is the point now then where Sartael stabs him with his trident.
We're ready to go to hell.
We're going to hell. Whew. The rest of this film is set in hell.
Yes.
Sartael stabs him with his trident and the blacksmith wakes up with no clothes on in a queue, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
They're all queuing. A lot of people trying to get into the gates of hell.
It's all like loincloths and togas now.
Yeah, it is.
If you're a human.
There's thousands of people there like crowding around the gates of hell.
Yeah, they're being shuffled into hell.
Yeah.
And they're flanked.
It's chaos again.
They're flanked either side by a posse of demons.
Who had the form of animals in some places.
Some of them did,
There was a fish demon.
There was a fish demon.
It was weird looking.
They look cool. They did look cool. Was good costumes.
Was good. The rest of this film is good now. I enjoyed the end of this film. Sartael is there. He's escorting the blacksmith to the doors. And Shuei is a little bit in front of them.
She is, yes.
Because she's only just died just recently. So the blacksmith goes up to her. Somehow he's got his hammer. I'm not sure why
it's in his sack with the bell.
Yeah, but why are you allowed to take weapons to hell? That doesn't sound right.
They're not. This comes up now, doesn't it? Because Sartael is recognised by a colleague.
By a colleague.
And he's like, all right, mate. Didn't think we'd see you again.
Yeah. And he's like, I've got this blacksmith.
Yeah,
It took me a bit longer than I was
he
expecting.
He did say that.
He
He says, this was a tricky soul.
Yeah.
But that arouses a suspicion of the blacksmith because the other demons say, oh, hang on, what's in that bag?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to bring anything.
You're not supposed to bring stuff to hell. Then the gates of hell start to open wider.
Yep.
And all of the demons leg it because they know something's about to kick off.
So they just started to surround the blacksmith
Yeah.
because they were going to sort of, find what's going on here.
Yeah.
And then, yes, the gates wang open.
Wang open.
And the big guy turns up.
Yeah. Salazar. I've written his name as.
No, it's still Alistair.
No, this is a different guy.
No, it's not.
It's definitely said Salazar.
No, it's Alistair.
Okay, well, you go with Alistair. I'm going with Salazar. I've written it down. He's there. They have a bit of a confrontation, and Ashiro figures out how to get past him, I guess.
Yeah, so the blacksmith's got something else in his bag.
Yeah.
It's the pot of chickpeas.
It really is.
We're in hell, and we're fighting a massive demon with a pot of chickpeas.
Yeah.
So he throws it on the floor, but the top doesn't come off.
Yeah.
Which is a real, again, quite a funny bit
Comedy moment.
In this quite dire situation. And so Alistair raises his trident.
Yep.
But then Ishue nips in.
Yeah.
Takes the top off the pot.
Throws it on the floor.
Throws the chickpeas on the floor.
As she throws it, she says, "Count this, you shit face."
I don't think she said
She
that in
did it in
mine.
mine.
That's
It really made
brilliant.
me laugh. As she threw it, she went, "Count this, you shit face."
I'm pretty sure she didn't say shit face.
Shit face was said about 3 times in this film. Benito calls Ishue a shit face near the beginning as well. I think it's about 3 times it gets said. And he does. So he gets down on his hands and knees and he starts counting these chickpeas. I was going to say shit faces. Everybody else legs it because the gates of hell are open now and there's nobody guarding them.
Yep.
So everybody's going in. Blacksmith says to Sartale, "Get her out of here. Take her back, basically. Take her back to the world."
Yeah, he says, "I will look for your mother."
Yeah, I'm going to stay here. I'm going to look for your mum.
And he takes Ushue's scarf.
Yeah.
And he puts it around his head. And he's looking like a fucking blacksmith Rambo.
Goes all John Rambo on it. Ushue leaves hand in hand with Sartale. They kind of skip off together. The blacksmith has got their big old bell. And he kind of points it at the gates.
Yeah.
And then starts ringing it.
Yeah, well, you can't have it bell end down, can you?
No. And then Ashue wakes up back in her body. And Sartale's there as well, back with the townsfolk. I don't know how much time's passed. It doesn't feel like much.
No, yeah. It's sort of a foggy morning, isn't it? So not too long.
I've written word for word what Sartale says here, so I'm interested to see if it's the same thing that you've got. Sartale says, "This child is a saint who has been banished from hell. You must treat her with reverence, or I will eat your thumbs while you sleep."
Pretty much the same.
And then he goes, "Goodbye."
Yeah.
And he just legs it.
Pretty much the same, except he says, "I retrieved her," not "she was banished."
Oh, he says she was
But
banished.
but the eat your thumbs bit was the same.
Yeah. "I will eat your thumbs while you sleep. Goodbye." And then he just legs it and we don't see him again. As he's running off through the jungle, he turns into a dude.
Yeah.
In like white pants.
Yeah, he takes human form.
Yeah. And he gets picked up by a man on a cart.
Yes.
And he starts to tell the story again from the beginning.
Yeah, the guy's like, "Car, it's ages till the next town.
Tell me who you are. Tell me where you came from.
Why have you turned up in your pants?"
And he says, "This is the story of a man of flesh and blood, a man so ruthless that even the devil came to fear and respect him."
Yep. Then we cut back to hell.
Yeah.
Our Rambo-esque blacksmith pulls open the gates of hell.
Yeah.
He walks in.
Yeah.
He puts his bell down.
Yeah.
Pulls back the hammer. And that's it.
Yeah. And then there's a final sentence.
Yeah.
From a narrator, or I believe it's Sartale telling this story. And it says, in my version, I already know that your version's different because we've discussed this earlier. My version says, "Remember, whether you believe it or not, never let the truth get in the way of a good story." What does it say in the Basque version, Nick?
The subtitle says, "Always remember, get into the pumpkin and out at the square."
So
I was so confused.
I can imagine you were. When you told me that's what it said, I was like, what? It doesn't make any sense.
I was like, I thought I might have been having a stroke.
What was it? Tell me again.
Get into the pumpkin and out at the square.
What does that even mean? It's so cryptic. I'll say it again. The English translation was, "Whether you believe it or not, you should never let the truth get in the way of a good story."
I prefer mine.
I prefer yours as well.
So I obviously...
Oh, the film ends there, by the way.
Yeah, I obviously had to have a look into this.
Yeah, I'm glad you did.
So it is down to issues with the translation.
Okay.
And basically, in Basque, what they've done with the subtitles is they've taken a literal translation,
Right.
which has come out as "get into the pumpkin and out at the square." The full line is whether it was or wasn't, get into the pumpkin and come out in the square.
It still doesn't make any sense.
So that's the literal translation of the Basque. Essentially, what it is a traditional ending to fairy tales,
Right.
but in Basque. So it's something like "and they all lived happily ever after." But the English English translation is just gibberish.
Yeah.
But
I do like it.
So what you had was probably nearer.
Yeah.
But that's not a literal translation in the slightest.
Right.
Yeah, so it's a Basque phrase, but the translation takes parts of the words away, and you end up with pumpkins and squares.
Cool. What did you think of this film, Nick?
I mean, I couldn't be happier that that was the last phrase that I saw in this series, because I just really summed it up how weird it was. I had a lot of fun, and I didn't think I would.
This is not the film as I was expecting it to be at all.
It was funnier than I thought it was.
Yeah.
It was.
I thought we were going to get some really hard, difficult horror folklore story.
Heavy,
dark.
This flew by.
Dismal. It really did.
I was so entertained all the way through.
I can't believe we've been dreading it for so long, and it actually turned out to be a really good fucking film.
Yeah.
Like a really good film. So much fun.
Yeah.
All the way through. And I'm really, really glad that came out. Perfect way to end a season.
It was just so odd and different, and
I've never seen anything like it.
It's a great example of something of why we like to do this show, because in a million years I would never have picked this out of my stream.
No way.
So thank you, randomizer, because it was fun. It's real fun.
You can't say any more than that. It's so much fun, and looking at, even if you watch the trailer, it comes across as dark horror.
Yeah.
And it isn't at all. It's just fun bullshit comedy. Not comedy, but there's funny bits in it. And it's a good story. It's based on an old folklore, isn't it?
Yeah.
Probably didn't mention that. But yeah, I had a lot of fun watching this, and I really, really wasn't expecting to.
Also, I thought all the performances were really good. The little girl who plays Ushure was excellent.
Yeah. I guess I kind of missed some of that with watching it with the dub, but
yeah,
I can't read, write, and watch at the same time. I'm not.
I'd always rather get the original,
which is good.
Soundtrack.
One of us can and one of us doesn't. I suppose we find out things like that. If we would have both watched it in Basque, we wouldn't have had a clue what that was going on about.
The proper performance for Sartiel, including sort of the original voice, was it sounds like you got something a little bit different.
Yeah, I did watch a couple of Sartiel scenes in Basque afterwards, and it's completely different.
Yeah,
he had really not a camp voice. He wasn't like, oh, lovely. It was like it was just had this cartoony mannerisms about his voice.
Okay,
and it made him feel a bit more goofy than he probably was in the Basque version.
You know, when I know you're not going to know the answer to this, but I'm going to put it out there anyway. Okay. So when maybe we can try and get a guest on. I don't know.
Right.
Who could answer this? Maybe that's something it's waiting for in the future. When a movie gets dubbed, is it just here's the lines, dub it? It's up to you, Mr. Actor.
Yeah, maybe.
Or is it properly directed by someone who's
I don't know. That would be
familiar with
the
material.
To get more info on dubbing, that would be interesting. So I know big actors always have the same voices in different countries.
So like German Tom Cruise is
always the
Tom
same
Cruise
guy.
for
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know a lot about dubbing.
Especially with something like this, which is so
random.
Niche and bottom of the stream.
Are they all just voiceover artists, or I don't know. Honestly, that'd be really interesting. If anybody knows any dub actors, I don't even know what they're called. We'll get in touch and we'll see if we can get one on. It'd be quite interesting.
I mean, would you recommend
They
this?
don't even get credited on IMDb.
No, that's true.
There's no like IMDb for dubbing.
Yeah.
Would I recommend it?
Yeah.
To who?
Anyone. Because it's weird. It's out there.
There are certain people that would get something. I wouldn't recommend my mum and dad go and watch it on a Saturday night with a pizza. I know certain people would enjoy it if they give it a chance. I think so. It depends.
So 4 people watched it last night. That's more than
more than's ever watched it before. Yeah, I think there are. I do know people that would get something out of it. I know people who, even though they've heard our views of it, still wouldn't give it a chance. But
also, can I have a sequel of the blacksmith just going round
hell,
trying
to find the mother?
Twatting
that would be good.
His bell.
That's a whole different thing. A whole film set in hell with him trying to track down the mother.
Oh, it could be a totally different film, just a full-on action splatfest. Can we talk about the title briefly before we close
let's talk
out?
about the title.
The full title of this is Errementari, The Blacksmith and the Devil.
Correct.
But Errementari is Basque for blacksmith. So this film, translated, is called Blacksmith, The Blacksmith and the Devil.
Yeah.
I love it. That makes it better.
I think in English, the intention is to call it The Blacksmith and the Devil.
Yes, it is.
And there's Basque version is called Errementari, but all the posters say Errementari. So you have to call it Errementari, The Blacksmith and the Devil, I guess. Would you recommend it? Did your missus watch it?
No.
That's a shame. I'd be really interested to see what she thought.
No, I started it quite late yesterday.
Harrison sent me this big long email.
Okay.
But he never actually said if he enjoyed it or not. He just kept slating bits of it. But I think he did. I got the impression he did. Jordan watched it as well. I think he enjoyed it. I think it was a bit mental for him.
He said it was weird.
Yeah.
It is weird.
It is weird. There's no two ways about it. It is weird. But yeah, so if you've not checked it out, I would recommend checking it out. Definitely would. Should we move on to the trivia section?
Sure. For the final time.
Final time ever. Because we have a new
for a
idea.
while. It's not coming back next season.
It's not coming back next season. We have a new idea for a segment next season, I guess. We're going to change up for season 4.
Retire undefeated.
You will. 2 seasons in a row you've won. I've only got 1 question.
I have 2.
So will I go first then?
I think I have to. Hang on, let me double check. I'm pretty sure I did. Oh, yes. Yes.
I
have 3.
Guarantee
so yes,
I do not know the answer to any of the questions.
Okay.
I only have 1 question. A Shuei's doll that gets its head ripped off. Do you have its name?
Mathilde.
Fuck off. Damn you. How did you get that?
It's mentioned loads.
It is, but they do mention it a couple of times. That's the only thing I could go. I had to go back and find a question.
Did you?
So I got to the end. I was like, shit, I've not got a question. Okay, so I don't know where you ended up. 13?
13, yeah.
13 out of 25 is really impressive.
I know, that's more
For a very unobservant man.
above 50%.
In real life, you're very unobservant on stuff.
I'll take that.
And,
I can't remember how many I got last season.
It wasn't 13. I don't know how many it was, but it definitely wasn't 13. Excellent. Well done.
What's that? 13 to me. What are you on?
9, I believe.
Okay.
I think I can get, if I get this,
you
I
want
can get
double
to double
figures.
figures.
Okay. When Alfredo arrives at the inn, so eventually he gets his room for free.
He does.
But initially, how much is he charged for the night?
I've got no idea. I don't even know what the currency is. Is it pesetas? Give me the currency and I'll give you a number.
Reals.
Reals? 20.
No.
What was it?
10.
Close. I was in the right ballpark. Cool. Congratulations on
Did you want my other one?
Yes, go on.
What was the village called? I think it was the village. There was a sign when he walked in.
No idea.
Oh, okay.
What was it?
Ventazara.
No. I watched this film, but I didn't. I just couldn't. There was too much going on. It was a feast for the eyes. Yep. I'm glad to see the back of that section. You've won it twice. End of. Shall we talk stream table?
Sure.
What are we thinking here?
It's done pretty well, I would say.
I think it's top 5.
I can have that conversation.
For me, what are you laughing at?
Yeah.
For me, it goes 5th. It's just the top 5 currently are Gantz O at 5th, Fast Colour at 4, The Bad Batch at 3, Super Dark Times at 2, and See You Yesterday at 1. I think it's better than Gantz O.
Right. I agree.
You're pointing right in my face. That was quite scary.
I agree.
You agree?
Yeah.
Do you want to have an argument over Fast Colour?
No, not yet. In a minute,
Okay.
maybe. I just want to point out, because it's really going to piss you off, and that's literally the only reason I'm doing it. I think this is a better film than Gantz 0, which is in 5th.
Yeah.
It's a better film than Bad Day for the Cut, which is in 6th. I'm not sure it's a better film than Bon Cop, Bad Cop.
You can't do this.
Which is in 7th.
So you're telling me now that it goes 4th or 8th?
Yeah.
Bon Cop, Bad Cop isn't as good as you think it is. It isn't.
We'll discuss this further in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So where does that leave us?
Top 5. It's top 5.
It's top 5. And are we going 5th? Or are we having a conversation about Fast Colour?
For me, I'd put it as it's as balmy as Gantz. So I think they're a fair pair to put together.
Agreed. 5th?
Feels like that.
How the fuck is Errementari 5th on our stream table?
Well, there you go. You never know.
Never ever have expected that. Never ever. So that's it. The stream table's done.
Awesome.
Do you want me to run through it?
Yeah, go on. Give us a quick
So finishing bottom of the stream in season 3 is 2036 Origin Unknown. 24th is Deadly Detention. 22nd, this is going to confuse me. 23rd is Thoroughbreds, which will, by the time this episode comes out, will have left Netflix.
Okay.
It is leaving next week. Good riddance.
I can get you it on DVD, don't worry.
What?
I tweeted about this.
Oh, you did, yeah. Your parents or no?
Turns out my in-laws have a copy of that on DVD.
How's that happen?
I do not know why or how. I will investigate further.
Do you think we could get it off them and then give it away as a prize?
No one deserves that.
Nobody does deserve that. I'm completely thrown now.
22nd.
22nd is Humanoids from the Deep. 21st is Holidays. 20th is Advantageous. 19th, Acts of Vengeance. 18th, Ark. Ark finished quite low in the end, when you think about it. Because you quite like that.
Yeah. I did.
17th is Tau. 16th is Time Out. 15th is Zombievers, my wildcard for this season. 14th is I Kill Giants. 13th is Take Me, first episode of this season. 12th is Mute, and 11th is Peelers. Peelers just dropped out of the top 10 at the last minute. So the top 10 are First Match, The Overnight, Bun Cop, Bad Cop, Bad Day for the Cut, Ganzo, Errementari, The Blacksmith and the Devil, Fast Colour, The Bad Batch, Super Dark Times, and winning season 3 of Bottom of the Stream is See You Yesterday from episode 24.
A deserving table topper, I
agree.
would say.
It is better than all the other ones in that stream table.
I know we only watched that last week. It's been stuck in my brain, I must say,
I agree.
for a few days afterwards.
I agree. I think it is a deserving victor.
Yeah,
Cool.
Really enjoyed it.
We haven't got anything to sign off with this week. So we've got no reason to... We're not picking next week the next film because, like I said at the beginning, we're having a week off next week. There will not be an episode of Bottom of the Stream next Monday. The following week after that, we are going to do a recap episode on season 3.
Yes.
And then we will return with season 4. So in that recap episode, we will pick the first episode of season 4.
Brilliant.
Okay?
I've got a thing we can sign off with.
Go on.
I think the best way for us to close off this season would be to simply say, get into the pumpkin and out of the square.